Well, thanks for joining me for the bigger picture tonight. We watched 84 Charing Cross Road, and a delightful film about book lovers everywhere. I'm sure that book lovers everywhere can completely relate. And I am so happy because I have the perfect guest for this movie tonight. This lady not only has seen the movie before, she has read the book twice. So I know that she has a lot to say to us. And Michele, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks, Laura Lynn.
Yeah,
Glad to be here.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you. I just, you know, sometimes I actually pray that I get the right person on. And today I was a little desperate. And I found you through all of the people in the Lower Mainland, and you love this and have read the book twice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally amazing. And you've been a teacher?
A teacher librarian, a teacher librarian, and a bookseller.
Yeah. So you certainly, you must really have some sort of connection with books.
Absolutely. My life is books.
Yeah.
Once a very wise teacher of mine said, you'll never go far from books, and it's proved to be true.
Right. Well, this was a really delightful movie, so let's take a look at the clip. I really enjoyed the sort of the humor and the sense of humor that the movie kind of had at different parts. So let's take a look at a lighter moment.
When, as a little boy, William Blake saw the prophet Ezekiel under a tree amid a summer field, he was soundly trounced by his mother. I'm with his mother. I mean, the back of the Lord God, the face of the Virgin Mary, all right. But why the heck does anybody want to see the prophet Ezekiel?
I just thought she was so funny. Yeah. Is that how they presented her when you read the books? Was she funny in that way?
Oh,
or?
Definitely. She had that kind of dry, kind of a caustic wit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I find it really interesting. You can see how they've, she wrote this first as a book, as a series of letters, and then she changed it into a stage play, and I think you can see in some of those scenes there where she's speaking directly to the camera, and I think that translates directly from when she made it for the stage.
Into a play.
Yeah.
And I did not know this, but you were saying that the books, there's actually two of them? 84
yeah,
Charing?
she wrote 84 Charing Cross Road, and for the life of me, I can't think what the second book was called.
Sort of a sequel to it.
I believe it is, yeah,
Yes.
if I recall. It's been a long time since I read that one, but somebody will probably tell us.
And you were saying that it was all, it was the letters.
It was totally correspondence, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. What kind of sense of the characters could you get when it's only letters?
It's amazing. They really managed to reveal themselves strictly through the letters. You really got a sense of what they were like, what their families were like, and of course here in the film they show you what's happening at home, but a lot of that was covered in the letters to each other. You know, my wife did this, we went to the seaside, whatever. Here you actually saw them there, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you saw the movie, you know how people say, oh, the book was way better. Probably true in this case as well, but when you saw the movie the first time, what did you think of the way, did they capture the
I thought
spirit?
They did a really good job.
Yeah.
You know, you always have an image of what people are going to look like, and at first Anne Bancroft wasn't the one for me, but it took minutes before I thought, oh yes, this is good.
Do you think that's because when you read the book, as we all do, we picture a certain kind of person, and that was not who you had pictured, obviously?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so you had to kind of adjust
That's
there.
right, but it didn't take long. I thought they did a really good job of it.
Right.
And considering, as I say, that the book was all letters, and they managed to turn it into a pretty good film.
Absolutely, and Anthony Hopkins, I mean, he's pretty amazing. Yeah. I really like him. We do have a caller, so let's see what Mary has to say. Hi, Mary. Oh, gone. Mary's gone, and she didn't even have to wait that long. What happened? Maybe she'll call back. You know, Anthony Hopkins doing a movie like this, it's certainly a far cry from when he does Silence of the Lambs or those scarier movies.
This is not Hannibal Lecter we're seeing here.
Yeah. Now, what is your favorite kind of book?
Oh, boy. I suppose I must say that when I read 84 Charing Cross Road, I realized that Helene Hanff makes me look like a real lightweight, because of the kinds of things that she reads. She's a true book lover and book reader.
Yeah.
But I like to read fiction. I like to read a lot of Canadian fiction.
Harlequin romance books?
No.
I
I
mean, we
did when
never
I was
admit it.
12. When I was 12,
I don't
I
read
did.
Harlequin. Yeah, I don't shop at the superstore. Nope. Even though I have the bag.
That's right. And we never read National Enquirer, right?
Yeah, only when we're in the checkout stand.
Exactly.
When we're trying to get our groceries. I do tend to look at that a little bit. But
Yeah.
I mean, so you like a good fiction story that gets you into a different place, a different time. It helps you to just, have a...
Absolutely.
Explore your imagination.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phone lines again. Hi, Gerald.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Not bad, I think.
Good. Do you love to read?
Yes, I was just mentioning to your receptionist about the Weeping Wood,
Yes. Ah.
the story of rubber.
The story
it started up in Brazil,
Uh-huh.
and I was sailing up there at the time, up to Manaus, and this book is so interesting.
Ah. Did you say it was the story of rubber?
The history of rubber.
Of rubber.
Rubber.
Wow. So that's like a history book, it's true, like it's a true story,
Oh, yes,
right?
it's the whole story of the life on the Amazon.
Ah, wonderful. Gerald, do you think in general that men in particular enjoy more historically based books?
I personally do,
Yeah.
but I also like Clancy and Uris.
Uh-huh.
They write very interesting stories.
Yeah. So do you read a book a week or?
Just about.
Really?
Yeah. It's a good pastime.
Yeah.
You learn an awful lot.
It really is. Thank you, Gerald. Thanks for your call. And one thing is maybe young people, I don't know if they read as much as they used to. There's so many distractions.
Oh, it's difficult. It's true. I was a teacher librarian for a long time in both elementary and secondary. And it's a real challenge to get kids reading now, as you say, because they
Right.
have so many distractions.
Yeah.
But it's more than ever important that
Right.
kids read and learn how to read well.
Yes.
Because computers haven't lessened the amount of print that we're subjected to by any
Right.
means.
You read a lot when you go on the internet.
Oh, yes, there's
Yeah.
tons. And you have to learn how to read that critically.
Right.
And that
All right,
comes with practice.
We'll talk a lot more about books, our favorite books. Give us a call at 1-866-NOW-TV10. We're taking your calls. We're talking about the love of reading tonight, so stay with us.
Dear Miss Hamph, for nearly 2 years I've been working as a cataloguer at Marks & Co. and would like to thank you very much for my share out in the parcels you've been sending. I live with my great aunt, who is 75. Oh, do please look, Auntie. And I think that if you had seen the look of delight on her face when I brought home the meat and the ting of tongue, you would have realized just how grateful we are.
I don't like the idea of that tin coming all the way from America.
It's only come from Denmark, Auntie.
Once again, I mean, just such a brilliantly funny moment in this movie.
Yeah, great timing, eh?
Absolutely. You were saying that you kind of, was it your mother would send these
That's
kinds
right.
of
Yes, I could
parcels?
really relate to this part because my cousins lived in Northern Ireland, and my mother, all through the same years, through the 40s and 50s, my mother regularly sent off parcels to them of ham and powdered eggs and puddings and comic books and movie magazines and all kinds of things that they
Isn't
couldn't
that
get
nice?
there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I grew up in Africa, and so we would get these little parcels from the Ladies Missionary Band here in Vancouver. They would, put some goodies together and send them off to us. And I remember I wanted the chiclets because they'd always include the chiclets in there, right? Little chiclet boxes. And, I was just so excited whenever a parcel came. So it's funny how books will take you back to that, won't they? They'll take you back to
Absolutely.
something you can kind of relate to. It warms your heart. It's wonderful. Yeah. Let's talk to Betty. Hi, Betty.
Hi.
Hello. Did you watch the movie tonight?
Yes, I did, and I loved it.
Oh, that's...
Again.
Oh, you've seen it before.
Many times.
Well, what do you love about it?
Well, I like Anthony Hopkins.
Yes. I know.
I was going to tell Michelle the name of the second book.
Oh.
I got it for Christmas.
Oh,
second
I knew
book.
someone would call in and tell us.
It's The Duchess of Bloomsbury
Of
Street.
course. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Have you read both those books too, Betty?
Yes, I have, but it's been a while, so I'm going to read this one again.
Yeah. Oh, that's
And
great.
I'm a friend of Michelle's.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, it's Betty.
I thought I recognized that, Betty.
That happens every week. That when I have
Is
guests
that
on,
right?
their friends call, they chat. It's like I'm not even here. Thanks for calling, Betty.
I enjoyed the program.
Thank you. Have a great night, Betty. Hello, Marg. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
I would just like to say I have read the book a couple of times, and I've seen the movie twice.
Wow.
And I had the book in my possession. It was on Reader's Digest, but I mean, it was in a Reader's Digest, the Book of the Month Club thing.
Yes.
But several years ago, we were cleaning out our library, and my husband took some of the books out to give to an old age pension place for them to read, and he happened to take the one that had Charing Cross Road book in it.
Oh, and he gave it away.
And I have been wondering, where the heck can I get a copy of 84 Charing Cross Road? So,
do you know, I know you work at a bookstore, right?
Yes. I'm retired from library, but now I work in a bookstore.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm almost positive it's still in print and could be easily ordered for you.
So where could she call? We'll give the little plug.
Can I plug the little bookstore I work in?
Yeah.
I work in a wonderful bookstore in the heart of Newton called Copper Beach Books.
Copper Beach Books.
Yes, it's
And the
across
lovely
from the
lady-
wave pool.
Across from Newton Wave Pool. Because the lovely lady there gave me Michelle's number today. So you call the Copper Beach and they'll track it down or do something for you.
Right.
Thanks
well,
for your
I live
call.
in Richmond, so I'm just
Sure,
wondering
that'll
if there's
work out
anything
great.
near here.
Thank you, Mark. Oh, if there's anything in Richmond, I don't know.
Use the yellow pages and look up your local bookstore.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can find them. Just phone and ask if they can order it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for your call, Mark. Have a great evening. Hi, Nora.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I just happened to turn on TV and see 84 Charing Cross Road. You know, there was an English picture.
Yes.
They did it in England also.
Ah.
I don't know whether you know
do
that.
you like it? No, I didn't know that.
Yes, they did. It was not nearly as good as this. But what is interesting is that my name is Nora. I have read it at least 4 or 5 times. I have given it to as gifts for at least 10 or 15 people. It is in print and paperback.
Wow.
And would you believe that people have stopped me on the street and asked me if I was Dan Bancroft?
Is that right? Do you look like her?
Apparently, I did. Is she still alive?
Isn't that an ironic coincidence, eh? That you look like her and you love that movie that she's in.
Well, and the book is absolutely fantastic, and the sequel is not as good.
Oh, is that right?
Have
You
you
like
read
the
it?
first one better. Yeah. Thank you, Nora. You know, I had no idea that we had so many people loved this movie.
Oh, yes. It's not uncommon to have read the book several times and have seen the film several times.
It must be a fantastic book. It
Yeah.
makes me feel like maybe I better go out and read it. Well, we're talking about 84 Charing Cross Road. We'll be back right after this to take more of your calls. Stay with us. Well, 60% of those polled seem to like the mystery suspense books. And that would make sense. Nobody seems to like the magazine books at all. But you were saying in the commercial break that you have actually been to 84 Charing Cross Road.
Yes, and I'm sure that there are lots of people out there who've done the same thing. After reading the book, you kind of make the pilgrimage to go to 84 Charing Cross Road.
Why is this such an incredible book?
Golly, I don't know what it is about it. I guess if you love books, and of course I do, it's what it's all about. Plus, I've been a bookseller, and it's got booksellers in it, and
and it's got all those private letters. You know, it just seems like it lets you into someone's world, right?
Yes, I love books that are written in a letter format, and I think the reason I like that so much is because I feel as if I'm peeking into someone else's mail, and I get just that little delicious thrill of doing something I'm not supposed to
Right.
do.
I know. We as women, we just love that, don't we? All right. Well, let's talk to Virginia. Hi, Virginia.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. This isn't really about the book. It's more about the film. I've seen it quite a few times and been to 84 Charing Cross Road, but my late husband was part of the film crew.
Oh, wow.
And I have with me from him, which I kept, is a silver letter opener given to all the crew. And it was just, they had so much fun making it.
How nice.
You know, he used to say what fun they all had, and the fact it is in the form of letters, and they all joke they're such great people. And the silver letter opener is actually a tape measure as well. It pulls out from the other side. It's a real treasure, and on it just says 84 Charing Cross Road. So it's a real treasure, and I've seen the film so many times, and it was
That
just
is
so lovely
so
to see
neat.
it again.
It must, in a way, do you proud. I mean, to hear all these people, they love the book, they love the movie, and then, you know, to remember that your husband was on there. Where did they film this movie?
Oh, gosh.
Is it on location?
Now you've got me, because
so.
I didn't even know him then.
Oh, you didn't know him,
I'm not really quite sure.
Yeah.
I think it was in London, but I don't know what. I'm really not quite sure.
I think so.
I don't think it was, you know, around there, though.
Well, that's really neat, though. What a neat little bit of trivia that you would happen to be watching and,
yes, I know.
call
It was
in.
just an accident, too, and it's a great treasure. I've treasured this letter opener very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. So wonderful to hear from you, Virginia. And we have also Cheng on the line. Hi, Cheng.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Yeah, I enjoyed that show. It was wonderful.
Oh.
I just think it's just so beautiful to have people like books and I just love Anthony Hopkins.
He is tremendous.
I was born in Malaysia, and that was one of my favorite pastimes was reading, and I've read just about everything.
Right. It is. It's a wonderful, wonderful. You can escape reality. You know, you can just go to a totally different world. You know, and so many great books have now been made into movies. So you're absolutely right, Cheng. We don't have very long, so I'll let you go.
Yeah,
thanks for your call. Thank you very much. You know, that must be what you loved about being a librarian. Although, were you one of those ladies that you said shh like that?
No, the kids would probably say that, but actually my library always had a bit of a hum in it, I have to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember when we were young, we had to be so quiet in the library. But
and one thing I really loved about it is that every single day I learned something because of the questions that people ask you when they come in.
Yes.
You always learn something new, and it's the same in the bookstore too. You learn something from your customers every day.
In a way, you'd be like the Anthony Hopkins character because, you know, he'd always seem to know where every book is, what it's about, where to find it.
Yeah.
It was so unique.
That's how you want to be.
Yeah. You want to be just like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool. Well, you know what? I really appreciate you coming down here and sharing a little bit of your life and, you know, your love for books. And
thanks, Laura.
Thank you for doing what you do. And I know today you had a whole bunch of grade 3 kids in the bookstore that you're at.
We did,
and you're passing on the love of literature and great stories to a younger generation.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to help my kids to learn to read right now, so I know what it's like, and it's such a positive thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you. It was
All
a pleasure.
right.
I always love talking about books.
Okay, thanks so much. Thank you as well for sharing this time with me. I love spending it all with you. Every Tuesday night we're here live. We always want you to be part of the show. You can call us. You can write this number down, 1-866-NOW-TV10, and call us every Tuesday if you like. And we'll see you also every Saturday night. I'm here for the big picture, so don't miss that as well. God bless you. Have an exquisite evening. We'll see you later.